Hey, this is Quentin with Living Wild Outdoors. Today I'm going to take you on a hiking trip that I'm going today. We are going Maple Springs trailhead here in Mammoth Cave, and this trailhead here connects to a couple different trails. One that we're going on today is the Big Hollow Trail, and so the Maple Springs Trail, it is about just under a mile just to get to the trail connector for Big Hollow. Big Hollow makes a big loop, and it's about 4 miles, 4 3/4 miles, so just under 5 miles on that loop. May not do the whole loop today, but I would like to at least do part of it. So hang in there, and I'll take you on a trip, and we'll see what this trail looks like. We're right at 3/4 of a mile. So far, it's not been too bad. It's relatively flat so far. And good thing about these trails, at least most that I've been on, is they're all graveled, which I like but dislike. Love-hate relationship. Like, all you hear is your footsteps and gravel. It's so noisy. I like the bare ground, but then again, you don't have to worry about all the mud and junk that comes with that. So it seems like they maintain the trails pretty well, and so far it's been relatively flat in the first 3/4 mile. So we'll see what lays ahead. All right, we've made it to the Big Hollow Trail. This is the connector trail that goes to North Loop and South Loop. All makes a big loop. On Onyx, it says it's about 4 miles. So we'll see what that sign. We'll see what that sign really does. But some of these trails you can, you can horseback ride. So on Maple Springs, you can put horses on, and then to the left, you come the Mill Branch Trail, and you can keep riding your horses here. So you can take your horses down these trails. They are horse friendly. Of course, they do have their own set of rules that you'll need to check out. And so this trail here looks like it's a little bit more rugged. It doesn't, so far doesn't have gravel, so maybe the gravel's stopped. At these trailheads, they have these maps. Here's a map where we are going. So here where we're at, that's where we're going. So far we're at just over a mile, and I think these markers, I don't know what they base them off of. I started it before technically the start point of the trailhead, so mine's probably a little off. And so let's go down Big Hollow here. All right, this here is Green River Ferry Road. Actually, a bunch of turkeys jumped in the woods right there. So if you go out this way, you run into Green River Ferry. which right now, because of all the floods that we had here this past year, it's 2025, I guess it's got messed up or whatever. So they're doing a bunch of repairs on the ferry, but that leads over to Mammoth Cave, the big like their office, and where you really go into like the cave tours and stuff. So that's where that goes. You can drive down through there when it's open. So if you want to check that out, that's pretty cool. Just make sure it's open if you decide to come down here and want to go across the ferry. And you can drive your car on that, and they'll take you across, and you keep going. And that road dead ends, make a right-hand turn, and there's Mammoth Cave, big compound thing. It's pretty cool, really big. And you go in there and do cave tours, and they do have hiking trails out there too. And you can walk right past the, well, at least one of the cave entrances that I found. Big hole in the ground. I mean, it's way down that you hike down, and the temperature changes dramatically when you get to the bottom there. And but it's pretty cool. Has stairs leads down there, but you have to have passes, take tours through that. So, but you can hike, go right next to it, and pretty cool. And big hollow, the connector head, a little bit more narrow, a little bit more curvy back and forth. And I got my wish, and it's a dirt trail, and so I don't have to hear my big feet clomping through the gravel the whole time. Okay, here is the split. So this will be, according to Onyx, this here, it makes a Y here and here. This is actually north loop, this whole circle. So we'll go down, we're gonna go left and take the north loop. And there actually is a shortcut, so we may not have to go all the way around north loop today. I think the most scenic route is gonna be take a left here. And then if you want to go to South Loop, you go this way, and this is where we'll actually come out from North Loop when we take that, because it makes a big loop. So if you want to go South Loop, you just go straight here. It'll take you straight to South Loop, and there's another loop south of this. So if you look on a map, it'll make more sense. It's hard to explain without really knowing what's going on. It's kind of confusing, but I think we're gonna go down the North Loop, hit the shortcut. I think that's the most scenic route. Because according to the topographical, we'll probably be able to see more terrain, and just be all around better hike, better bang for our buck. And maybe next time we'll go down South Loop or something and see what's going on down there. But it'd be a pretty good hike going down there. And gotta bring bicycles down here. You can ride bicycles down here, so that's a pro. But I'm not a big bicycle guy. I'd rather just get on my own 2 feet and take off walking. I could go for days, it doesn't bother me. Yeah. There's a big holler here. Good size. the good thing about these trails here is lots of trails connect one to another, and you could go forever. Uh, we've went a little over 3 miles one way, and we're not even on the other side of the loop yet, to where we start coming back just on North Loop. So, of course, the 3 miles has Maple Springs included that too, but we haven't hit a drop in the bucket. You hit South Fork, you keep going to all these trail connectors, it just goes on forever. And hopefully one day I'd like to go reach out to some of those trail connectors, trails that are just out there to where it's hard to really get to without just walking or biking, miles and miles. That's something I'd like to do. Maybe camp halfway, find a campsite or something, camp out there, then come back next morning. So that'd be something for another video. And but I look forward to that. But the trails here are endless. They go everywhere, and which is good. I like it. Big Hollow here, it seems more of it's all dirt so far. More narrow. I see why they don't want horses here. Real narrow, real curvy, kind of hits ridge lines a little bit, and it feels more secluded. Of course, I know it's not as secluded as some of the others, but a lot better. Some of those trails get a little wide, and it just feels like you can drive a car through them, and almost feels like you're not even hiking through, a trail. So, but yeah, I like this one. So far so good. And I'm gonna eat the rest of my Cliff Bar, drink some water, and I guess finish this out. So we've made it to the South Loop shortcut. So this here we'll be making. You can go on to South Loop that way, and it keeps going around. But this will actually take a shortcut, go through from the previous where I showed you where it North and South Loop, the Y, and we took a left. So this will bring you back to that trail if we would have took a right there, and this will make another right over, and we'll go back to where we started. So we have a little bit more of a haul to go. So far we're 3.7 miles. So yeah, it's not bad. To make this little shortcut so we can just cut off the run out of time. We've been out here for a little while, and took a little break, ate a Cliff Bar, but we don't have time to go all the way down the South Loop and make that whole loop. And if I can help it, I don't like to turn around and walk the same trail that I've been down, and just to get new scenery every time instead of backtracking. So this will be good. Circle back around. Got a lot of acorns dropping, and a lot of squirrels running around, probably getting those acorns. It's that time of year. And surprisingly, I haven't seen a single deer. I mean, it's the middle of the day, but we have hit some thick stuff. I figured we'd find some out here, but there's loads of deer out here. Of course, you can't hunt them, but not on the park. But usually if you come down here, if you drive the roads There's deer standing everywhere. It's like, you gotta be careful not to run them over. All right, let's keep on going. We made it to the end of the shortcut. So here's a sign. We're gonna go on where we started, Big Hollow Trailhead. And so that's the shortcut we came from. And so, I mean, the trails in Park pretty good. You don't have to really worry about it too much. As long as you know kind of where you're going. Because there's a Big Hollow Trail. And we'll mark pretty good. Out that way would be South Loop. You go down that way, then it makes another loop. And we're gonna go down the other side of this. I guess I'm gonna call it North Loop. Just what makes sense to me. So I think that's what Onyx says too on the maps. So we have, it's maybe a little bit shorter, but I'd say we'll be almost 7 miles in. So not a bad hike after we get to the end of it. 7 miles for the day. And we'll see what it actually is. This side may be just a tad bit shorter to get back to what we just came from. So that's fine with me. But, and, let's get wet there. So we are back where we started. So that was Big Hollow North Loop that we just did. Not a bad loop. It's kind of relatively, like, the terrain is fairly mild. It has a tendency to really kind of outline more the ridge. Not all, really all the way at the top of the ridge in most places, in some places, but doesn't really go up and down through the hollers. Kind of stays on the ridges there a little, somewhat. So it makes it tend to be a little bit more mild. So, I'm packed down 50 pounds, and I didn't really get winded going up, too much. I mean, it's very minimal. So yeah, I mean, I would recommend it. It's still pretty. It's got some rocks sticking up every now and then. Just be careful with. And other than that, it's pretty straightforward. It's pretty. You can walk through the woods, pretty secluded. So I did see a couple of the trail. The people that cleared the trails out through here, they're on their bicycles and have their chainsaws in their backpacks. So I'm glad they're cleaning it up, at least, keeping the trees out in the middle. You come across some big ones laying across every now and then. You have to kind of go up underneath, but not bad. It's cleared out pretty good. So But all right, we're gonna keep on and go on back to we're at the Big Hollow trail, the connector from Maple Springs trailhead or trail to Big Hollow North Loop. So we're on that connector trail right now, what they call it. So we're making our way back. Let's keep going. Yeah, really the only bad thing about this is you cross the road here and you have to walk. Well, you know, from the start you have to walk, you know, just under, you know, maybe 3/4 of a mile or something. I'm not 100% sure. See if my watch will tell me. It may pull it up here in a minute. But really, you have to start there just to get to the Big Hollow, the North Loop and South Loop. So I mean, you have to go that initial walk to get to those and you cross the road. So you can't park on the road or nothing. So this is about your only option is to park over here at Maple Springs trailhead and then walk all the way there, even though you cross that road, which no big deal. It's a easy walk, you know, but it's probably the flattest of the whole thing. But yeah, that'd be cool if it had some parking there, kind of like for me, you know, when I want to go back to south, the Big Hollow South Loop, I'll have to track all this again just to get there. And but no big deal. It'd just be a little bit more convenient if there was a place to park there to kind of cut down some of that hiking a little bit. So, but yeah, keep on going. Here's the trailhead. Nice little setup here. Bathrooms, some picnic tables. The campground is just that way as you come in. So, nice little setup. And there's an old church out that way. I may take y'all another video out that way to look at that. Got more trails there, so you got plenty to choose from, and we'll be hitting those up in other videos. But so yeah, well, glad you tuned in, and if you want to see more like this, if you want to see the hiking, the fishing, stuff like that interests you, if you want to see more of them, you know, it helps me out. You know, hit subscribe, you know, like, comment, you know, as much as you can do, it helps me out a lot. Gets more people to see it, and you know, the more audience I get, I'm hoping to go out and expand even more. You know, try to focus more on videos and getting better content and doing better stuff like that. You know, so you know, every little bit helps. So like and subscribe, and see you on the next one. Thanks.